Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Is Nothing Easy, the only podcast. I'm your host, Kyle, and with me today, as per usual, is Kaylin.
We literally have nobody else in this podcast. It's literally just the two of us.
The special guest, Kaylin. Now tell me, how long have you wanted to be on this podcast?
Special guest, nobody. Oh man, it's been a long time coming, Kyle. I'm a huge fan of the show.
I've spent many a sleepless night just praying one day I may return.
I'm just thinking about that clip of the one guy calling into like the radio show, and he just says "fuck."
That's how it just goes. Just like that. That's how every radio show should be. You get a call in and just like, "Hi, do you have anything you'd like to say?" Fuck! Okay, thanks for calling.
I think the funniest part about the clip was that like it was like a Christian talk show.
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about. I was thinking about this. Was it like the Jesus hotline where it was just like they would call in and like it got to the point where like the guy got so angry he just got a nosebleed and he was just like, "This is a sign from Jesus." Oh my god. So that's the ultimate. It's the see. The thing is, too, I don't know if that show was like ironic or not, but like, 'cause I think there was something that was like came out about it being ironic, and I really hope it wasn't. 'Cause it was really funny.
Even if it was ironic, I think it was still funny.
It's still fucking hilarious.
I think just having something being faked, it's still funny because it just means it's well written.
It's about like the humor of it. But yeah, so this is the first time we have made an episode of Is Nothing Easy in almost a year.
Yeah.
A lot has changed. A lot has changed. We
for better or for worse.
I am the new rightful ruler of Portugal. It's been a long time coming.
When did this happen? Did you not tell me about this too?
Oh, it was about like last month.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Went over there and they just kind of started like bowing down. I don't know what happened.
He started saying something in Portuguese.
They said like "Ai, o menino." I don't.
Well, that's not even Portuguese. That's dragon tongue.
No, "Ai, o menino" that's my grandma used to call me that.
Oh.
Fucking.
So you're being like worshipped for
grandmas.
Being like half Portuguese.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
And
does that mean if I go to Poland that I'll be worshipped for being like a certain percentage of Polish?
No, because Portugal is the greatest place ever. Fucking idiot. Come on. But yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think. What are some like things that have happened since then? You got cats?
I did.
How has that been?
They have been. Well, first of all, I got 2 kittens, and I also I'm taking care of my brother's cat because he's in an apartment right now that he can't have animals in. Or well, he can have animals in, but the rule is you have to keep them out of the kitchen, which I don't get. But he didn't want to have to deal with it. But so I have 5 cats now. I'm taking care of 5 cats. I feed them.
You're gonna be a
twice
crazy
a day.
cat lady when you're like older?
I didn't plan to be.
Well, nobody plans to be a crazy cat lady. It just ends out as just like the one more cat mentality. Let's see. What about and like fucking if I remember correctly, these cats, like, when did you get them? You got them like a few months ago, right? Were they rescues?
Yeah, they were rescues from a trailer park. This trailer park out in bumfuck nowhere, Pennsylvania, was just like, we have all these cats, and this one lady, who, may I fucking mention, by the way, is insane to me. This lady makes a lot of money. Like, she lives in like a mansion full of like cats and shit, right? She makes a lot of money. And she's like I don't know if, I think she is a lawyer, or she's an attorney, and her husband's a heart surgeon. So that's like a double bang for your buck.
My God.
But
there's rolling in it.
She has like 40 cats in this mansion and takes care of like stray, feral, you name it. Like she takes the cats that nobody wants to take care of. She just has them. And she came down to this trailer park and was like, holy shit, they're just fucking cats roaming about everywhere, and the cats fucking each other and making little cats. So I went down.
I've never seen this behavior before in any cat.
Never ever seen this behavior before. So I went down there to just socialize with a different pair of kittens, actually. There were a few kittens that weren't really that socialized. They all got adopted, so... But these other two, oh my god, they are the fucking rowdiest bunch of losers I've ever fucking met.
So clearly you were drawn to them because you sympathized for them.
I sympathize with being a rowdy loser, yeah. I do. And I was just like, Mom, I can't, we gotta. And my mom was like, all right, as long as you take care of them. So I take care of them, and
good.
They'll probably move out with me whenever I move out, or whatever that fuck is. But yeah, I got cats. I think that's about it. Nothing really much has happened since. I mean, nothing much that we can talk about.
Well, yeah. We both were just like
avoiding.
Just like
we're just like.
Yeah, okay,
no,
let's see.
Don't.
Well, I got a job recently within the past couple weeks.
You got a job?
Yeah. I'm working. That's why I've been more silent from like noon to 7 recently.
Well, you've always been silent recently, but like I never really looked the other way.
Okay, well, it's also because I have fucking social anxiety, but eat my ass.
Yeah.
But I got another bug. Sorry, there's been a lot of bugs flying around my room recently. You just heard me fucking successfully get another one. But yeah, no. I work at a deli at a local little supermarket, or rather like a grocery store. And recently, this and next week, I am working the door because fucking spoiler alert, COVID-19. And oh boy, let me tell you, working the door, you always think it's a joke when like people are just like, there are a lot of people who were like, this is a violation of my rights, taking my temperature, giving me hand sanitizer. If I want to go in without a mask, I'll go in without a mask. Yeah, no. Yeah. It's not an over-exaggeration.
That's a very real thing. People are just like...
dumbasses.
People are dumb, yeah. I am fully vaccinated now, so that's...
Oh, lucky.
Yeah. Well, not... According to the science, I still have to wait till the 25th, and then that's when I'm, like, fully vaccinated and it's in my system, but I got my shot on the 11th, and holy shit, it put me out for a few days. Like, the thing is, my dad was the only one that really didn't have, like, my dad was just like, yeah, it's just like a flu shot. And I've never had a flu shot before, because I can't get flu shots. So, for some fucking reason, for some reason, I took this shot and I was like, oh, this is gonna be fine. And then like, literally 15 minutes when I was sitting in, like, they make you sit in a room, so they're like, oh, we gotta observe you for 15 minutes just to make sure you're not having any bad effects or anything. And literally that 15 minutes, I was like, oh my fucking god, my arm hurts. It feels like someone's, like, trying to pull off your arm from the socket. It hurts, man.
Dude, I've got the first shot, and the thing was, the day I got the first shot was, I went to, I don't want to say a party, that makes it sound like it was like a rager, you know, it was like a ton of people. Rather, like, it was like me and a few friends. Yeah. And the day I got the shot, I was just like this, because I didn't get the second shot. Mm-hmm. I've only gotten the first, and the day I got it, I was like, this isn't so bad. And then I lifted up, like, at the party, I was talking to somebody, and I lifted up my arm, and I was just like,
ah! Yeah. your arm feels like a dead weight. It literally feels like a dead weight.
It's insane.
Like, it's worth it in the long run, but oh my god, those, like, first, like, few hours that, like, you experience it, especially with the first shot, are, like, fucking, I would never, ever, ever do that. Luckily, the second time around wasn't so bad for me. But the first time around, I was... Oh boy, I was out of it. I was complaining about my arm for days.
Yeah, I as a little bitch, I can only imagine it's gonna be so much fun. No. Sorry, I just saw a very bad post of Omni-Man killing Wario, and you know what? No, it didn't happen. Didn't kill him. But yeah, it's super. It's honestly like this whole nearly vaccine era America is so fucking weird, because now we're at the point where people think it's just like, yeah, people are getting vaccines, I can wear my mask whenever I feel like, and I'm not wearing it in here. It's just like, you don't get to make that decision, I'm sorry to tell you.
Well, we already have what's the percentage of people vaccinated already in the US? We already have like we already have like the people that are in immediate danger vaccinated at least, so like
yeah, we are at COVID data tracker. Let's see. Vaccinations in the U.S., we are half the population, half the population is at least half vaccinated.
Yeah, at least first dose. How many is fully vaccinated?
Fully vaccinated is 37%.
Okay.
So soon, once I get my second shot, that's going to go up to 100%.
That's going to go up to 100% because I am the
70%.
Yeah. I'm the 99%.
I can't remember what somebody said. Somebody made like a 1% joke the other day, and it fucking sent me, and I couldn't stop laughing. And I feel stupid just mentioning that because I don't know the joke. You're not gonna remember it. Yeah, but yeah, no, fucking, it's like, cause I had somebody today walk in with their mask, and they made it look like as they were leaving, and they made it look like they were putting on their mask, and when they left, they were like, bye, and because we have to check their temperature and put on hand sanitizer, and, they did that. They put on the hand sanitizer very, like, passive-aggressively, though, like that.
Yeah.
Like that, and I was just like, okay, like, I was just sitting there, like, waiting for her to leave, and then she left, and when she left the store, a worker, I don't know if it was a worker or if it was a customer, but she walked in and she was just like, hey, did that blonde lady put on her mask when she came in? And I was just like, yeah. And she was just like, yeah, she had it around her wrist and said, that she didn't need to wear it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Probably took it off right when she left the exit out the door.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. I don't get how people can be just like that nonchalant. I'm paranoid about everything. Like I don't think I'm not gonna stop wearing a mask at this point. I think I'm so used to it that like
I'm one of those people. I'm probably gonna wear it until it's like the CDC is just like, you no longer need to wear it, because I want to be safe. But like, well, okay, there's like a half thing with that. On one hand, it's just kind of uncomfortable,
Yeah.
So I just want to, sooner rather than later. But also, I don't know. This is where I think the curse is. I don't know if you do this. Do you make faces underneath your mask?
Yes.
I do it half as like a fix my mask situation, and also just kind of like a, well, let me see if I can feel the edges of my mask with my chin. It'll just be like, and it's like, nobody can see that.
I just make faces at like people that I normally wouldn't make faces at. Like the top half, like where my mask is, the top half, like my eyes and my eyebrows are completely like still normal resting bitch face. but then my mouth is just like I'm just like I'll pass a person that's just like, I don't want to wear a mask, blah 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 blah, and I'll just be like, I'll just start making fucking faces at them, but they can't see because I'm wearing a mask, so it's like win-win.
Yeah, I'll just start like mouthing insults at them, like some person like the other day was Do I have to wear, like, put on hand sanitizer? I was like, sorry, it's company policy. And she, like, when she was getting it on, you know, and when I take her temperature, I just heard her mutter, fucking bullshit. And I was just like when she was leaving, I just mouthed myself, just like, it's fucking hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
They're putting chemicals in this that can track you. If you put on hand sanitizer, the government will know where you are.
Yeah, it's a bunch of backwater like people that just believe that the whole thing is being blown out of proportion.
Yeah, this is the part of Connecticut, I shit you not, this is the part of Connecticut where people are still flying Trump flags, and it's just like,
yeah,
like, okay, like, it's like, if it was like, if he won, okay, you know what? Okay, whatever. You're just being a little cocky. He lost.
Yeah.
Move on. I would be, and like, here's the thing. I prefer. Sorry, it's like a
not
rule.
To get political,
we don't get political. Yeah, but like, I prefer Biden. If you're a Trump supporter, okay. Hopefully that didn't turn you off. We want the viewership. I don't know support Trump, but I mean, I do want views. So please just don't leave. But like, I prefer Biden, but I would be probably saying the same thing. Had Biden lost and somebody was still waving a Biden flag, I'd just be like,
yeah,
why are you still doing this?
Yeah.
But 100% it's because these people are just like, the election was rigged, the real president is Trump. And it's just like, listen, honey, sweetie, touch grass, please.
Please go outside. Oh my God.
Please pick up a football, please.
Pick up a football, hillbilly.
I hate it. Ever since I've gotten a job, it's just more backwater hicks that are coming into this place. See, when I'm working in the deli, I don't have to deal with these people, but I have to stand for like 7 hours, which hurts my fucking legs. So when I'm working at the door, I can sit down for 7 hours, which doesn't hurt my legs.
Yeah. Fortunately for me, I'm in a section of Pennsylvania that, like, our whole county is blue. Like, if you go outside of our county, you'll see a shit ton of, like, Trump people. But our whole county is blue, so pretty much everybody's been good about wearing masks and stuff. Only if you go out of county, like, you'll get problems, but...
Yeah.
I don't really leave county anyway.
It's just fucking... It's just like, why does health have to be political? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I know.
You know that if Trump was just like, you have to wear a mask, then people would just be like if like the CDC was just like, you no longer have to wear a mask, it's all good, these people would be like, this is bullshit, this is conspiratorial.
Yeah, no.
It's like,
it's just they're turning stuff into, people have a tendency of turning things into something that's political when it's really not political. Like, exactly. There's a lot of things in this world that shouldn't be political that are considered political.
I remember I have a friend. So another thing that happened over the this hiatus is I've started talking to some other people who are fucking lovely people, and I have a... I'm sorry, Kalen. You are stupid stinky now. But yeah, it's we work on these like projects together, and you know it's fun. And one of them, apparently his aunt came over one day when he was playing Smash, and she saw Wario fighting Mario, and she was like, "Oh, who is that guy?" I was, "Oh, that's Wario." And she was like, "I don't like him." And it was like, "Why?" And she turned it into a political thing where Mario is the idealized, like realized American dream, like the perfect American citizen, and Wario is like some like vilified immigrant. And it's just like, I have bad news for you.
But Mario's a communist, according to game theory.
Hello, internet. I have bad news for her. Both Mario and Wario are immigrants.
They are Italian.
I have bad news for her. She also thought that she's also one of those people who thinks that Wario is a racist stereotype of a Jewish person, and it's like, what? I don't get, like...
He's Italian!
Exactly! It's, once you put point A to point C and then put point 7 to point W, it's like... What the... It's a funny fat guy!
Yeah, it's a funny fat guy who farts. What's the problem?
It's like, why does that need to get I don't get... Okay, here's the thing, too. I'm not a political person. I consider myself, like, apolitical, you know? Like, if I had to pick a side, obviously I'm more liberal than anything. But I just don't like getting involved in politics. That shit stresses me out.
Yeah.
Ever since COVID hit, there has been nothing that is not political.
Yeah.
Fucking... It's just like hell has really broken loose in the COVID era. Fucking with NFTs now. What the fuck? I feel bad for celebrities who and like who don't know what NFTs are. Like they're just told by NFT people, yeah, it's a good collectible for your fans.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, oh, cool. Hey guys, check out my NFT. And then everyone's just like, what the fuck?
Like gorillas.
And it's just. Yeah, because obviously NFTs are bad. I'm not defending NFTs.
NFTs are terrible. Never, ever, ever, ever.
Never buy an NFT.
Yeah, do not purchase an
Never
NFT.
make one either, or I'll find you.
I will find you.
But like, it was Scott Cawthon. He was just told. If you Google what are NFTs or whatever, apparently with like the second result is like, it's a fun way to interact with your community. So I can't fault the guy for making an NFT.
Yeah.
And immediately when people were just like, hey, this is bad, he was like, this is my fault. I'm sorry. I am going to take them down.
You really have to dig because the majority of the front and face internet opinion on NFTs are just like, oh, NFTs are just, they're cool. But like you really have to dig to understand how
it's like damaging the environment.
It's the same thing.
The
with,
only
like,
reason we know.
It's the same idea with like cryptocurrency.
Yeah, the only reason we know is because of social media.
Yeah.
And like a lot of celebrities aren't like super active social media people. Mm-hmm. And if they are, it tends to just be like very surface level, like, I post thing, yes, you know. Yeah. I did feel like the COVID has like opened up so many avenues of like good things to like learn about yourself, but also just like it's broken down so many people, which I just feel bad for.
I think it's really turned people against each other. I feel like being inside has really like just by like recent events that I can recall, I just feel like people are so hostile towards each other now that it's like.
Yeah, and not even like they don't even mean to. Yeah, like it just happens.
It's happening around them, and so their immediate reaction is, well, if other people are doing it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the peer pressure or like the general like audience mood mentality.
Yeah, people just want to be angry
like
nowadays,
if an audience,
but they don't want to be.
If you're standing in an audience and the audience claps, you're not gonna sit there and not clap. You're gonna clap because then you feel awkward. It's like that idea.
Yeah. And I guess just like, I don't know, like hopefully once like everything ends and I can go to my favorite restaurant without needing to fucking like die.
Yeah.
Like once I can do that, that's all I need, you know?
Get back to normalcy, I think, is what we all need. I feel like once we get back to normalcy, everything's gonna like relax for at least I hope it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's just how things tend to be, though. It's just because then again, what I also hate is we've been here for so long, I've forgotten what normal is. Yeah. You know, like, what am I supposed to do from now on?
Well, it's interesting for me because I've always really been a shut-in. Like, I don't really interact with people unless I want to willingly do it. Like I will never like go out because like, oh, you know, it's always something that I willingly, and that's the one thing that people really like understand about me, at least my IRL friends, is that I very much close myself in because I feel more comfortable inside. And it's funny because when this whole thing started, my dad was like, well, Kaylin's already quarantined her whole fucking life, so like
Yeah.
But it's weird to see people around me experience what I've experienced for however many years, just because of like anxiety and stuff. And it's just like watching other people experience it and seeing their moods changed has like made me be like, after this whole thing, I really want to go outside. Like I do, but I want to get out more.
Yeah, I was never kind of like, I was always more of a homebody. But like something that I just kind of, enjoy, that's a better version. Something that I just kind of enjoy is that like visiting places that are nearby kind of thing. I didn't really do it that much until I went to college up in Massachusetts. And I was surrounded by a ton of different things that I could go and visit every single day. Yeah. And of course, once quarantine started, I still think about the fact that before it was a mandate, one of my first thoughts was like, because this is respiratory, should I get a mask? Yeah. So I went and saw if I could get one, and they were all sold out because that was the beginning of panic.
Yeah.
So I, when we were going around, before, we had to move out back home, so I had to hike back up to Connecticut, and once we were back here, what I would do is, because before then, because I was so used to going around so often, every summer I would do almost like tri-daily walks, or not tri-daily, like tri-weekly, like 3 times a week. I would walk up to my favorite restaurant, which is maybe a 20-minute walk. And it's just it's very relaxing for me, I just get to get out and go somewhere, and I enjoyed that. And now I'm worried that I was like, now that I'm more in tune to like going for walks, I'm worried that like once everything goes back to normal, like is it gonna feel the same as it did when I started?
Yeah. I think this whole thing made me realize how much how much time I have on my hands. Because I dropped out of high school, and so I'm pretty much like, I pretty much don't really have much right now. But it made me realize how much time I have on my hands, and I'm just like, I really want to just like get out and do something that I wouldn't normally do. So like I've started planning for a trip for Disney World after this whole thing, to meet up with people I've never met before, like online friends. And it's just been like, it's been wacky because I never would have done that before. Like I probably would have like said something, oh yeah, we should meet up, to like a friend, but I never would have like actively planned and like done stuff like that. So it's weird for me to like wanting to be like, I just realized this whole COVID thing made me realize that the arcade, the old like arcade place that was near me, shut down like years ago. Like I never knew that. Like my dad probably told me once or twice, but I was like, yeah. But I realized, because I was like, oh man, I want to go back to that place, and I was like, oh, it's like a indoor sporting area now. Like, man. Yeah. But really made me realize how much I was missing, like, the idea of being able to leave.
Yeah, it's I don't know, like it's as I because I was re-listening to some episodes earlier, it was not like the fact that we can go anywhere, it's more the fact that we can go anywhere,
Yeah.
Like it's the freedom of it, like that's what makes us so excited.
Yeah. Like I'm not like, realistically I'm probably not gonna go anywhere, but like just the idea of being able to and not having to worry about something, that's nice. Like that's comforting to me. So.
Yeah. But yeah, it's man, I just think about that like so often, you know, like what's it going to be like when this is over?
Yeah.
Hopefully everything's back to normal and like properly.
I think the funniest thing about this whole pandemic is that I've realized how horny Twitter is. Like,
oh my god.
Everybody on, like, okay. I've realized how open people are on the internet because people are going right to their, you know, because they have nobody else to talk to, so they go right to Twitter or to their social media. And they start talking, and oh my god, I cannot believe that you some of the shit you say on Twitter, you would never say to, like I would never say I want Lady Dimitrescu to, like, sit on my face in, like, real life. I would never actually say that, but, like, on Twitter, I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, I will actively go out of my way if I'm in a call and I'm scrolling through Twitter. If I go past, like, porn, I will make a note to say it out loud and then go to the likes, whoever liked or retweeted it, and call each person out individually in the call, just so the people in the call know that I'm not the horny one.
Just so they know I'm always watching.
Just so they know if they ever screw up once.
Yeah.
God, it's sorry, I just can't get over this image. If like, because Twitter is fucking a cesspit, and I always knew that, but it only got worse.
Twitter got worse. Twitter got worse as a cesspit when all the Tumblr people moved over.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what it is.
That's when everything went downhill.
Because if you think about it, if Tumblr was still like, if Tumblr never changed their policy, how many fucking things do you think we would have saved by not seeing, like, Dream SMP trend on Twitter?
I was gonna say.
Yeah. I feel like that shit would have been taken to Tumblr.
Exactly. It's also because you can always tell based on the fucking profile picture.
Yeah.
No. If it's a creator with, like, a little rose bed of roses around their head and a bunch of hearts, that's somebody who would have been on Tumblr.
Yeah. And not saying that, like, I want to clear the air that I know most of the people in that community get a lot of bad stigma, but I think it's the same as, like, any other community where the people who are so loudly toxic overwhelm the people who are actually just, like, casual fans. But I think Twitter really, like, enabled these people to act this way, because I feel like if they would have did the shit that they were doing on Tumblr, they would have been, like, inherently, like, Tumblr canceled, or, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like it feels like people have, like, a different. People obviously are still, like, very, like, sensitive, I guess is the word, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but it feels like the move from Tumblr, because I was somebody who was on Tumblr, like, during that. Well, I wasn't actively on Tumblr, but I was a casual Tumblr person, and just the huge difference between the shit that they would say on Tumblr and the shit that they would say now is, like, it's immense. It's immense.
Yeah.
It's so wild to me how, like, switching over to a platform can, like, change your ideology.
Yeah. I think the one thing that I can give the whole switch to Tumblr, or from Tumblr, is the like, I don't know if this makes any sense, but, like, because of that switch, stuff, you know, like the trans movement, which was obviously already a mainstream thing, became more.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say it's a new thing. By no means, it's not new. But, like, once it kind of became way more of a public thing. Like, I didn't really understood what it what all that meant until maybe about 2016.
Yeah.
And it's like
there are definitely good things, like especially really talented artists moving from Tumblr to Twitter is another good thing.
Oh yeah. Big time.
Because I think Twitter is really good for that's mainly the only reason why I still use Twitter is just for like seeing all my friends post and art and just shitty videos. Like I don't go actively unless I feel like I have to. I don't actively go out of my way to like do something else. You know what I mean? I'll tweet like once or twice about like, oh hey, I played this game, I thought it was really cool. But I never like actively go out of my way to tell somebody
this is so awesome.
Yeah, so awesome. By the way, play Resident Evil Village.
I would if I wasn't fucking poor. I want to stream that sometime.
You should.
Because I'm streaming Outlast right now, and it's not bad. What? No, sorry, I just got suggested My Little Pony.
If you want some advice as a Resident Evil fan, play 7 first before you play.
I've seen a lot of. I will fully admit, I don't know if you do this too. There are certain creators you go to for particularly.
Oh no!
Yeah. For me, I don't know what it is. Watching Markiplier play Resident Evil is like he's like the only person I would really super fucking trust playing that. Not because I don't trust anybody else, just like I just love
Resident
that.
Evil 7 terrified me because I played it in VR when it came out. So
Ooh.
I mentally I just can't go back to it, at least for right now. I'll probably end up playing it in the next few days. But I have to I don't know, I just like to feel like to really understand what you're, because if you've never really played a Resident Evil game, you're not really gonna understand.
I've heard that they, for the most part, were mostly like pseudo action for about the first 4 games, and then 5 and 6 were more action based, and then 7 went back to being like proper, like kind of dropped a lot of the action and focused really on horror.
Yeah.
And then 8 kind of like lessened the horror just a little bit and made it a little bit more actiony.
If you think 8 lessened the horror, you're fucking weird. You don't know shit.
Okay, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I know.
In my fairness, as far as I've seen, is as much as Markiplier has played.
So you're only
that is as much.
You're still at Big Booba.
Oh, she's not in there for much longer, is she?
No, she's only the first level. That's how a Resident Evil game works. There's only so many levels. She's not the whole game. Why did you think she was the whole game? That's something I don't fucking understand.
I thought that it was like she was a level, but like she comes back.
I'm not gonna say anything, not to spoil you, but just like something.
She does, doesn't she?
No, I'm not telling you. But well, she's already dead. 'Cause she's a vampire.
Anyways.
But something that like Twitter, I think really, I talked about this like in another group. Something that I really don't like is how like people, I really don't like the people like thought like they played through the game thinking it was only going to be about her when like it wasn't.
Yeah, that's the other. Yeah, like
that's the thing that pisses me off. Like, don't get me wrong, I love her section. I think her section's I think she is the best character in the game, but she's not the best section of the game. There's it's so much. It gets so much better from her part. That's just how level designing works. You make something that gets somebody interested. She became the face of the game because she was the first level, and you can't really do much spoilers on that. And so Capcom just kind of went with it, and people were just like, oh man, I can't wait to play a game about big boob. Like, yeah, it's.
Yeah, I got bad news for him.
I got real bad news, but I'll save my Resident Evil 8 opinions for a Twitter thread because I want to do that. But
yeah,
generally I think the game's really good. Don't get me wrong, I love the game. I think it's my favorite Resident Evil game since Resident Evil 4. And remake. But I think it's overhyped. What it was.
See, what I'm getting a big in check, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm getting a big check soon because, if you don't know, years and years of money that I made on my YouTube during, like, the peak of my channel, I couldn't get it because it was locked to a school account. And apparently all of that money is now being wired to me finally, and it's going to be like 1,000 something. Mm. So I'm going to save that to get an index. Ow, I hurt my knee. I'm going to get an index, and I'm thinking about games that I might want to get. Like, not just for the index, just period. And I'm thinking about getting Resident Evil 7 because I do want to try more atmospheric horror kind of games. Mm-hmm.
I definitely recommend Resident Evil 7 and 8. I think they're good. I'd also recommend Resident Evil 2 Remake because I'm a slut for Claire Redfield, but, like, that's on a different note.
Well, I'm a slut for Nemesis, so shut the fuck up.
Yo, let's go! Can we get an applause? Studio audience, can we get an applause?
Hold on. I got a soundboard. Hold on, let me,
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Wonderful.
I don't even know if that was playing in my...
We'll add it in post.
That was not recorded.
We'll add it in post.
We'll add it in post.
We'll add it in post.
We'll add it in post. We'll add it in post.
But... No, if you want some good games, I have some few recommendations for you if you're interested.
If you say those fucking 2 goddamn words, I swear to God, I'm going to throw you out of a... It starts with an F. And I'm going to throw you out of a fucking window if you say it.
Are you talking about... I thought you were talking about PC games, generally.
No. Well, generally games, but I mean, PC does have the most... I'm definitely getting Alex. Definitely getting Half-Life Alex.
No, yeah.
Because I'm a huge fucking Half-Life fan, and
I'm a huge fucking slut. But, like...
That too, but oh my God, I just looked to the fucking left of me and Annoying Orange
not as far
as
the public is concerned. Why is Annoying Orange staring at you?
Because when I was a kid, When I was a kid, I used to be a big Annoying Orange fan, so I got a few toys of his.
How do you feel about the Annoying Orange NFT?
I downloaded it. It wasn't encrypted.
Epic embed fail.
Okay, you know what? You're an apple, buddy.
Oh my God.
It's Orange's fault. He told me to do it.
Pear still talks.
How are you alive?
Whoa. Everybody calm down.
This is, what is it, passion fruit?
Whoop. My bad.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
An Annoying Orange is the only one that doesn't talk. Wait, I have 2 Annoying Oranges. Wait. Both of them are dead.
Finally. We're free.
Finally, he's fucking dead. Yeah, they didn't encrypt his NFT. They didn't encrypt their NFT,
yeah, I find that really fucking funny.
I just downloaded it.
Yeah.
Full 4K quality Annoying Orange. Knife! God. But that, like, fucking, what was I gonna say? What was I? Oh, video games. That's what I was talking about. There is, that, like... I know one thing I do want to get. I know this is a weird thing to kind of just randomly bring up, but our good friend John, the person who made the art that you are looking at now, if you are on YouTube, and the icon if you are listening on Spotify, I brought this up on the last episode. No, not the 2 episodes ago, about our series that we had, and. My series, Arrowverse, I want to get a poster of that, and I finally have the perfect spot directly behind me. So if I have a camera, you can see the spot. And I want to get it. But
That's so cool.
I'm waiting for John now to finish it. That's one of the things that I want to get. There are a couple items I know I want. So I'm trying to think about, like, because obviously I'm going to put anything that I don't spend in savings. Like, I'm not going to be fucking reckless with my money. But I know for a fact, index, poster, and a couple games, but I don't know what the games are. So I'm definitely thinking Resident Evil 7, possibly 8. And if I can, whatchamacallit, I lost it. It was the other one that I wanted to get. I
completely lost it.
But yeah, let me see. Let me go to my Steam wish list. Maybe I have something on there. How do I check wish list? Is there anything on here that's worth getting? Viscera cleanup detail. That's not that much. A lot of these games in hindsight are not that much. The only expensive one is Way Out. That's a good one. The only one that I really care about that's expensive is Half-Life Alyx, which I should be getting for free.
You want to know? You want to know a game that I'm about to recommend you that you are going to be completely fucking surprised that I'm about to recommend you?
What game are you going to recommend me that I'm going to be completely fucking surprised that you were going to recommend?
I think you should play Cyberpunk. I think Cyberpunk is really good.
Really?
I think story-wise, it's amazing. It really is really good. Gameplay, well, at least when I played it, gameplay-wise, it feels like a really, ridiculous version of, a Saints Row game, with, Call of Duty aspects, but I think it's really fun. I think it's funny. I think the story's well written. I just think the game development itself was rushed, but I really did enjoy Cyberpunk, and I probably am gonna play through it again soon.
See, what I'm thinking is, do they not do that whole, patch it in later kind of thing? So,
they just recently started, because they got, their systems got compromised, but they just recently started doing hot fixes, and they're doing them regular. The last one was the 28th of April.
I know one game that I won't lie. Well, I'm not really that interested in the gameplay itself. It's more the, freedom of it, but I do kind of actually want to check out No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, I heard, actually got really better than from
State. I've heard that it's
the same thing with Fallout
super
76. Good. Fallout 76 got really good after, a year or two after it released.
One game that I have, it's difficult for me to play because of the way that I have it downloaded, that I really, really want to play more is Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
I love Sea of Thieves with all my... Then again, that's just the pirate lover in me talking. I love pirates.
I've been playing Sea of Thieves recently with everybody that I can gather up, and we've been... Sea of Thieves really is one of those games that went under the radar, and I'm really pissed that did, because it is really fun.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I think a big reason that I'm super Sea of Thieves-y is just because it's that kind of because it's also another big thing is it's one of those games you can't play by yourself, which does kind of suck, because it's one of those games I would love to play just by myself. I know there's a Twitter mutual of mine. I'm not going to name names. I'm going to very sneakily put it on my share screen so Kayla knows who I'm talking about, but somebody that I very much want to talk to, who he posted about Sea of Thieves a while ago, and apparently it's one of his favorite games. And I would love to try it one time with him. The only issue is that I'm one of those motherfuckers who's always too anxious to ever go to somebody and be like, hey, you want to play a game? It's always just hey, if you are free and you are willing to do it, maybe one time in the future, would you possibly perhaps want to game?
See, I was like that, and then I realized the people that I were hanging out with are complete pushovers. I won't mention a name, but somebody that I really enjoyed their art recently became extremely good friends, and we talk every day. And they're just a complete pushover, and it's really funny. because they'll just be like, I want to play Fortnite, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna Fortnite. I'm gonna go. Stop.
I'm getting Fortnite.
Yeah, and it's just like you get like comfortable. You get like comfortable with people that you really wouldn't expect you to get along with. And then you get to know them a bit better, and then you're like, yeah, I consider this person really close friend.
That happened recently with so if you don't know, I'm working on a comic dub with a few friends. I brought it up earlier, but this comic that we're doing is like a Mario thing. It's like a retelling of Mario 1 with aspects of Mario 3 and what was it? Mario's World. It was Mario. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. It was a mix of Mario Brothers 1, Mario World, and Super Mario other game. New Super Mario Brothers. That's what it was. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. But it was a mix of those three games. Oh, no. Not New Super Mario Bros. Yoshi's Island. I'm sorry. Anyways, actually going on with the fucking story. It's this like really cool comic that's been going on since I believe late 2018. Early 2019 is when it started, and it's still going. Mm-hmm. And Kaylin probably saw me reading up on the exclusive pages I get. So we've been working on this, and originally when we were, I want to say, about halfway done with chapter 1, we sent it to the comic artist because we had asked him for his permission, and we'd even gotten his help. Because we brought up like, hey, there's this one panel we don't understand. What is it supposed to be? And he was just like, oh yeah, no, it's supposed to be this. Here's some extra panels if you want to use so it's more clear. And we were just like, what, dude? What the fuck? Thank you. Oh my god. And so we used those, and after a while, when we showed him the final, the halfway done project, the director of the project, my friend Connor, he asked him, hey, do you want to like join the little like server that we have where we work on this? And when he joined the server, all of us were scared that he was gonna be like really like not like, he's gonna be like pissed off at our jokes because we were kind of bastardizing his comic like behind the scenes. We were like, not like in a bad way, we were doing shit like Bowser being a super big fan of Joe Pesci, and instead of unraveling a map, he just unravel a fucking poster of Joe Pesci or something like that. Yeah. And he would just draw like Bowser hanging out with Joe Pesci, you know, it's like, oh my god, this guy. But the instant I knew he was cool, like a fucking radical guy that I would you know, just enjoy talking to rather than being scared of making a joke that he would be like, what the fuck, dude, was when I made a joke to the person who would edit the panels for animation's sake. When I asked him, hey, could you like do Mario grabbing Bowser's ass in this one panel? And he misunderstood and drew Mario grabbing his own ass. And then I was just like, okay, we need to like send things so you know, he doesn't see it. So he doesn't like get all angry. The next day I wake up and the very first image I see is Mario grab an ass, and I was just like, oh my god.
That's the most like satisfying thing ever, is knowing like something that you're a huge fan of is like, and you meet them and they're like the coolest person on earth.
It's because like you're so scared of just like, I'm gonna say something's gonna fuck that's gonna make them so angry, and then they're just like, yo, look at that, and you're just like so that's how I felt with like a couple mutuals of mine, like we're like, when they followed me back, I'm just like, why did you do this? And you're just like, because you're cool. And I'm just like, no, I'm not.
Yeah. No.
That kind of shit. Being mutuals with people is like the best feeling.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember who it was recently. Actually, I think they're in this server. I feel stupid. You ever like not follow somebody for a while, and then like you know people who are mutual and good friends with them, and then you finally check them out and you're just like, oh shit, okay, and then you follow them and then they like immediately follow you back and you're just like, oh, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That happened recently. I don't know. I guess this isn't like a bad story, so I can name drop. That happened recently with Hugo.
Yeah.
I didn't really know that much about him. I just saw him occasionally. I made a couple. I think the last time I made a joke was Austin, our friend Austin, made a post where it was like Hugo took like a selfie in the mirror and Austin made some kind of joke, and then I replied with a picture where I erased him out of the mirror and it was just the background. I was just like, no more. That was the only time I'd ever interacted with him. And then one day I was just like, you know, what is this guy like? And I looked at his stuff and I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So I followed him, and then like 5 minutes later he followed me back, and I was just like, dude.
I think it's equally as gratifying when you become friends with somebody that you've been following for a long time, and then they either recognize you or they're like, oh my god, this person's such a cool person. I think that is the most satisfying feeling. I've been having that feeling for the past few months, and it is extremely satisfying just to like know that there's like a mutual like connection and you haven't even spoken to each other.
Oh my god, that's how it was with Jerry. We met on very weird terms with an ex of ours, where she tried to make me think this guy's a fucking asshole pushover, and then I got to know him, and he was just like he was a big fan of mine, and I was just like, holy dude, your work is fucking awesome too. What are you talking? How am you a fan of me? And then we just kept talking, and like that kind of mutual just like being fans of each other feeling is so gratifying.
Yeah.
And it's that's why too I want to try and be friends with that mutual I was talking about before, because like from what I've seen, like I feel like we could really, you know, get along.
Yeah.
And I feel like it could be a situation of like you and Ran. Is it Ran? I'm stupid. My brain don't work good. Hold on.
Brain don't work in.
Hold on.
It is Ren.
Is it Ren?
No, it's Ren. She changed their name like 75 times.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't have the name down there anymore. Yeah. But yeah. Is it new on Twitter too?
No, I think it's. Hold on. I think I can send you her Twitter.
This is a shout out, by the way, to one of like,
either this is a shout out or we're gonna be completely censoring the name. It's just gonna be like John.
Yeah. I'm a good friend of John.
I'm a good friend of Soulja Boy.
We just used the one part of the song where she's like, I'm a big fan of Soulja Boy.
I'll link you.
But yeah, one of the 2 fucking listeners of Is Nothing Easy. Chim Chen Nuggets. Oh wow, she has a lot less followers than I fucking would have imagined. Jesus.
Yeah, she needs to start posting more.
What the fuck?
We're like, me and Jerry are like, me and Jerry and Soulja Boy are like all peer pressuring her to post more.
Do it.
Do it. No!
Yeah,
Bangs you across the table.
He smashes you upside the fucking skull.
But like seductively.
I'm trying to think, well, I guess there's no way to fucking organize your like followers by like numbers, but I still think about like, because it's one of those situations where like, especially if somebody that you've been following for a super long time follows you back, and you just like sit down, like you think to yourself, oh, you know, this person will never follow me because it's fucking, I'm stupid. And then you fucking draw it, and or you draw something, and then they're just like, this is cool, and then follows you back, and you're just like,
or like the rare opportunity in my case where I actively like joined a server and didn't realize that they were in it, and I saw that it was them, and I was like, what the fuck, oh god. And I realized they were a complete idiot like me, and I was just like, okay, that's so cool.
Literally fucking what we were talking about. Comic.
Yeah, no, that is a relatable artist comic.
I asked recently, that's a good frame. I asked recently, because they did a thing where it's like, oh, comment and I'll tell you why I followed you or something like that. Because I also follow his private. So asked him, like, he was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And he, oh, no, it was, I'll say something nice about you. And I said something, and then he was just like, your dedication to Wario is, like, super fucking impressive, and that's honestly why I followed you. And I was just like, Wario? You're, like, one of the coolest artists on the fucking platform, and Wario?
Wario is what drew you in.
Yeah, I think if you look up, like, this, I think you get, I'm not telling you what it is. If you look this up, I think he's one of the results. I might also just be crazy. I might be crazy. If I come across it. I could be insane in the membrane. If I come across it, I'll open it and just have the conversation quickly go back to... Actually, what am I talking about? You know what? Hey, you want to talk about something fucking cool?
What's up?
Fucking... Okay. This is a super random thought, actually. But can we just discuss... Because I know you're not as big a Nintendo fan, especially not as big a Mario fan as me, but can we just discuss how, like, pop-offin Nintendo's been with character designs recently? Like, actually letting the characters, like, dress up. Yeah. I adore that shit. Like, Wario... Oh, shit, I did not expect him to show up. That's somebody in a server I'm in. Like, the shit like Waluigi and Wario having, like, the golf, like, kind of outfits with the cowboy Wario and, like, a fancy Waluigi. Or with Waluigi and Wario having their, like, golf outfits or their tennis outfits. Oh, that shit is fucking magnifique. Yeah. The entirety of Mario Kart Tour with, like, you know, Cowboy Wario, Bus Driver Waluigi, Hiker Wario. Hiker Wario, I just want to quickly show, by the way. I know you guys can't see it. I just need Kaylin to appreciate this. Look at this man's.
Oh my god.
Tell me he's not perfect in every single way.
He's so cool.
But yeah, I'm just super, like...
It's cool when like companies actively like understand that their characters are like loved and they give back to like the fans who love them so much.
Yeah, I see really that. Cool. That's something I'm really glad about with Nintendo recently. Like, I feel like they were kind of in that like dry spot in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. They started kind of. They kind of let the characters die in, like, personality-wise. But now they're kind of kicking it back with, like, a proper, like, caring about the characters kind of mentality. Mm-hmm. I still wish they would give some characters personality, but, I mean, beggars can't be choosers. Yeah. But it's mainly just, you know, like, I'm glad that, like, a lot of... you know, namely with Mario characters and all that, they're finally kind of getting those. That's why I want shit like that with Zelda characters. Mm-hmm. I want Zelda to have spin-offs so we can kind of understand the characters more.
That's kind of like the same shit that I'm in the boat of with Persona, is that, like, since Persona 5, like, they've been giving love back to the, like, at least 3 and 4, and it's just like, oh, I love it. Thank you.
But 1 and 2 just don't exist, though. That's the thing.
No, 1 and 2 don't exist. 1 doesn't exist. 2 does, but 1 doesn't exist.
But yeah, it's like, it's super, like, you know, just like I love that. That's something I'm somewhat, like, is somewhat going on with Disney too. Like, at least with the Mickey Mouse shorts. Mm-hmm. I feel like they're finally starting to kind of, like...
Disney's been doing it for a long time, though, to be fair.
Well, yeah. I feel like it's like we're at that point where we're at that point where companies will, like, look at their character and be like, fuck yeah, like, we could do shit with this. But there was that big dry spell of just like, this is brand character. They cannot with anything. No.
Mario can't have nipples.
Exactly. Mario could not have nipples until 2017 when Nintendo was brave.
Now he has nipples. Good for them.
I still just want to state that it was a coward move not to give him body hair.
Yeah.
Coward move.
He's Italian, so, like...
Wario should have had body hair. If any fucking Mario character should have been Wario.
Yeah.
But no, they're cowards. He needs to be clean shaved. Maybe he was to save on assets, but I don't give a shit. Just fucking texture it on him. I don't care.
I think we should normalize, like, and I hate using that word, but I think we should normalize, like people taking the, like companies or, like, enterprises taking the character that they're most known for and just doing stuff, like, gaming, specifically gaming icons, and just doing, like, it's happening with Banjo recently.
Oh my god, yeah. Dude, there's a big chance, I just want to state a huge chance that Banjo 3 is happening. It's not going to be called Banjo 3, apparently, but I am so looking forward to it because of the whole Mumbo thing that came out, all of the love that's been surrounding it, their inclusion in Smash, and the fact that Grant Kirkhope may be teasing it.
Yeah.
So...
It's so cool. I want that to be just, like... I want people to... I want companies to know that there are people out there that are still actively interested in characters that they don't really... Like, I specifically noticed it when... Banjo was a good example, and I specifically noticed it when we got the Resident Evil 2 remake, because everyone was like, oh my god, Leon. Even I was like that. I was like, oh, fucking Leon. And
it's
they
same
just,
issue
like,
with Crash.
Yeah. No, it is the same thing with Crash. You're right. Crash 4 would have never happened if it wasn't for the fan reaction.
Crash 4 have never happened if it wasn't for Weird Design the game.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't like particularly the designs of the Insane Trilogy. Fucking fight me.
Anyways, sorry, I don't know if you feel the same, but the designs in the Insane Trilogy is fucking...
I have no opinion. I just like that Crash is finally back.
Yeah, same here. I think that all of the designs were, like, perfected in Crash 4. I feel like, you know, kind of having those, like, that like, understanding that a lot of the characters are, like, close to characters' hearts is super like, that's why I think like, all of this, like, love that kind of Nintendo is showing to characters, like, not being afraid to, like, really do shit with their characters, I think is a good sign towards hypothetically in the future. I'm not saying that I'm theorizing this is going to happen, but I could see a Waluigi game on the horizon. Because to a lot of people, he is a meme, but to an equally large amount of people, he is a legitimate character that people care about.
It's the same thing with, like, a Sonic. Like, Sega, as much as we shit on Sega for, like, releasing shitty Sonic
singling
games,
me out.
Well, no, because I shit on Sega too, because the recent modern Sonic games aren't really that good, but you have to give them credit where credit is due, that they made a very fucking, like, that movie was entirely fan service.
Oh, 100%.
They changed it for the fans. Like, they would have never done that if they didn't care. Would have never done that. Would have never happened. And they would have never made it. They would have never made a sequel if they didn't care. It's just like it's like a good business move, and also like a passion, like, led project.
Yeah, I feel like a big thing that I can give Sega is that they understand the fans more. They just don't understand. I'm gonna be real. They just don't understand what fans want for the games that much. Yeah. But they do know what the fans want, and I feel like Nintendo knows what the fans want for games, but they don't understand what the fans want, you know?
Yeah.
So you can go to Nintendo always for quality games, and you can go to Sega for quality content.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm definitely looking forward to in the future when a bunch of, like, Nintendo like new Nintendo stuff kind of starts to kick around, because I definitely want to see what's in store with shit like Luigi's Mansion 3 and Mario Odyssey and like Breath of the Wild and shit, with the possible Donkey Kong sequel on the horizons, and Metroid on the horizons. I really want to fucking know. Well, wait.
I was just naming things at my ass because we were talking about, like, things that, like, that were like on the horizon that's finally like coming back. And I was like, oh, Bayonetta, and Bayonetta's not Nintendo.
Bayonetta. Well, I guess you could argue it's pseudo Nintendo because they do kind of like they did want to make. Isn't Bayonetta 3 gonna be like Switch exclusive or?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Huh. Well, I know that Bayonetta 2 is Wii U exclusive.
Yeah.
But shit like that, like like, you know, like Nintendo putting out all these games, I think is a good sign that they know that like I think Nintendo is in another golden age. I feel like a good example of a last golden age was probably like GameCube, because the Wii had some great games. The Wii had some amazing games, but like GameCube is when they pumped out the GameCube era is when they pumped out so much quality stuff. You know, Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Wario World, Wario Land 4, WarioWare, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, like a bunch of ports of SNES games to GBA.
Yeah.
Like they knew what they wanted back then, and I feel like now we're at that point where Nintendo is back to understanding like people want this. But yeah, I can only imagine too. Like I don't know much about like Fire Emblem or like Persona stuff, but I can imagine that, you know, like those are also kind of in their like heyday of
Fire Emblem.
tops.
No, Fire Emblem. No.
Oh, shit.
The people who make Fire Emblem are blind as bats, but they sometimes do good things. The Atlas are amazing. I love Atlas. I think Atlas are, despite homophobia, I think Atlas really know what people want. It's the same thing with Disney.
Clearly people want homophobia.
Yeah, that's what we want. We are running out of time, by the way. We're at an hour.
Oh, what time are we at? We are at an hour 12. Oh, shit.
Beyond our time.
But, well, I mean, you know, last episode was like an hour 11, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow, we also ended an episode without talking about movies. We were talking about games.
No movies. We've
movies don't exist anymore!
We have moved. We'll talk about movies next time.
Society has surpassed the need for movies.
We'll talk about Godzilla vs. Kong in next episode.
I was gonna say, like, don't
even bring it up!
You didn't bring that up.
We're gonna start and it's gonna be another hour.
I have a perfect space because now my desk is on a new wall. On my right side is my dresser, like a big cabinet, and I already put a Gorillaz poster there, but I have a huge empty space to the left, and I might decorate that side with a giant Godzilla vs. Kong poster.
Cool, we'll talk about that next time
depends.
Before we get off track.
All right.
I have to go do stuff now myself.
All right. So, oh yeah, we should give advice. I forgot. Okay.
Oh yeah, what's our advice?
Okay, let's see. Our advice for today is... Let me try again. Romantic Bear Instinct, Abby Hen Smell Appointment, Fence Dam Glare Meeting Orientation, Enter Burn Ring.
So cool.
And you can take that to the bank.
Yeah.
All right. And
we are not
oh, sorry. No, go ahead. I'm not.
We are not legally held for whatever financial decisions you do with that advice.
Yeah, that's on you. Anyways. And done. All right. So, like, I don't know. I got like a flu shot and my back has started to gain wings.